If you'd like to, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I post every Wednesday. Hey everyone, my name is Catherine and thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm on a 10-day trip with EF Ultimate Break in Kenya and I am filming my whole experience for you all. So if you haven't seen, I have about 3 parts before this that I've filmed everything that we have done prior to this, and this will be part 4. And I've just arrived to my hotel. I'm outside my room. It's a more private experience, and I think this is the nicest hotel I've been in so far. We just drove a couple of hours here, had lunch, got an orientation to the hotel. Let me show you a room tour out here. I thought I'd start outside just to really show you all how like serene this is. And you take golf carts up here, but for whatever reason, the guy that took my luggage, I didn't go in a golf cart. I had to like walk up here. So I'm a little like out of breath and like warm. I think the golf cart before me was just full of people and he didn't want to wait, but hopefully I can experience that later. So let me show you a tour of my hotel. So over there is where I had come from, and now we are walking to my room. This pathway leads just to one hotel room, which is this little bungalow type situation. It's like pretty nice. This is definitely like fine glamping, and that, I mean, that roof is like very sturdy with like the porch, but then the actual body seems more like a tent. This is what it looks like. I mean, I feel like a fancy lady. Now I have a single room, so this is how my room looks like. Everyone else's, I think, is exactly the same, except they have 2 beds instead of 1. So you come in, there's no key, there's just a lock, but honestly I feel so isolated out here, I don't think it'll be an issue. And here is the room. You've got the canopy style with the mosquito nets, and the bed itself, I did do a little bit of unloading already. One thing I noticed is a pillow menu. I feel like it's too fancy for me and I don't need to, but look at all these pillow options. You got luxurious memory foam, goose, duck, non-allergic firm, so soft and firm, and contour. Wild stuff. Literally, I'm in the safari charging my stuff because the power to conserve for, you know, sustainability is between 4 and 6 p.m. and 12 and 4 a.m. So it's almost 4. So trying to charge up some of my stuff. And we got some slippers, an umbrella, a little get ready station. Then you got the double vanity, and there's me. Hello. And then you've got the shower. I will say every place has been nice and special in their own way, but like compared to yesterday's accommodation, this is a lot nicer of a place. So got classic bathroom situation, and yeah, that is the hotel room. So the plan right now is it is about 3:50 and we are meeting at 4:30 for the game drives. Also, before I forget, we are staying at Maasai Mara, if I'm saying that correctly, and from what I've heard from people, this is supposed to have the best safari game drives out of all the places we've stayed at, and I think that we've seen already some incredible things and had some incredible game drives, so I can't even imagine topping it, besides seeing a leopard, which is like the last of the big 5 we need to see, or a male lion. I haven't seen any male lions yet. Other than that, I don't know how it could top it. And yeah, after this, we're here for 2 nights and then we're heading back to Nairobi. So this is like the last big main stop of our trip, other than returning back, because that is where the international airport is. And yeah, which is a bit sad to think about, but this trip has been so amazing. I highly recommend, especially if you love wildlife. I'm such an animal lover, so highly recommend. And now I'm going to rest, hopefully cool down because I'm still a bit warm from the walk here. And then, yeah, just get ready and call the golf cart to take me down. So, see you soon. Hey everyone, so I'm back in the room now. It is about to be 9 p.m. and the last I talked to you was before the safari ride, and I got some footage during the safari ride along with a Maasai traditional dance. This hotel has this dance go on at 7 p.m. I think every day. Some of those men were jumping so high up, and after the dance ceremony, one of them was telling us more about the history of their tribe and community, and they were saying that the taller or higher that the men can jump, because only the men jump, then the person or man that jumps the highest gets like the pick of a girlfriend or girlfriends, because they are allowed to marry more than one, but it's more of like not a wife, but like a for fun time girlfriend or something like that. So one of those men could jump really high. He honestly looked like he was jumping on a trampoline, which was wild. And then for the safari ride, so this park is about like 4 times, I believe, if I heard correctly, the size of the last park that we went to, Amboseli, which I had filmed earlier on in a different video. And so there was a lot of ground to cover, and I feel like there's a lot of animals here, but we didn't see as many as we did in the other park, probably because they can be more spread out. But we were able to see some giraffes, some zebras, and also some elephants, and we were even able to see some lions. They were behind bushes, so it was a bit hard to get footage of them, but also just to see them in person. And when I try to film and zoom in the camera, it's just so easy for it to shake, but we were able to see them. And also one of them was a male lion with the classic mane. We weren't able to see male lions until today, because typically females and males, they separate, and the females, they are together and they raise the young, and that's what we've been able to see. And I was just really excited. I wanted to see a male lion, and it was funny because we saw them and then they were sleeping, which lions apparently sleep for like, what was it, 19 to 22 hours a day, which is wild. And they finally got up, which was great, but they like immediately started mating. And I was like, I feel weird filming this, so I didn't, and I couldn't really because they were behind the bushes, but it was pretty fast anyway and like done with. And then the only other thing is I still really want to see a leopard, because that's actually something we have left for the big 5. And there was one, but looks like sometimes the park rangers come by and they decide whether or not you could see some of the animals. They're all wild here, but there's still park rangers around to make sure there's no poachers or anything like that. And we were waiting for a while, but we never heard a response, so we continued driving. I have a really early start to the day tomorrow, earlier than normal, so that's why I headed back a bit earlier, and so did everyone else. So I'm gonna just shower and go to bed. But tomorrow is the day that we do the hot air balloon, which I'm being picked up at 4:45 at like the top of the little hill here, and I have to be ready by then, so I'm probably gonna wake up at like 4 a.m. But you know, it's gonna be worth it. I've never done a hot air balloon ride, and everyone says it's super peaceful and quiet and beautiful. So I am really excited. And to do it in Kenya of all places, like, yeah. So we're gonna do that, head back, and I know we're gonna do a safari ride later. So yeah, I'll do that. Hopefully I get more footage while I'm on the safari. I didn't get too much today, but I just feel like I don't get tired of seeing the animals in person, but after a while, I feel like I'm getting the same clips of the same animals. So for the video, for the vlog, it might be like kind of repetitive, but I am loving it in person, and I'll try to get more footage. So yeah, thank you all though so much for watching, and I will see you in the morning. Good night.
This is kind of gross. I can't get it. It's too dark. Yeah, and he turned off the flash or the light, so I don't. Oh. Sorry. Whoa, I did not even see what was happening. I was like, why did you turn off the lights? Bro, this is gnarly. Oh my god, how did you see that?
It is the next day, and I look very bright because there's a light behind me, but we're about to go hot air ballooning. Is that the word?
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're balloon 7. It is, what, 6:10 right now, and we're heading out at like 6:30 or something like that. 6:30. Sunrise is at 6:30. So I've never done this before, but I'm very excited. And I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited in Kenya. So I'll see you when we get up. But they're filling up the hot air balloon. Clearly we did not get on the balloons by the time the sunrise was happening. The sun had risen by the time we got on, but that's fine. It was still an incredible experience, and I'm so happy I went. I highly recommend. Getting on was hard though. As you can see, my friend Chris had to get on the side, and there's 2 different levels, and I was on the upper level, so I had to get on the side, which is kind of hard. And it was an interesting experience, but I finally got in. I got separated from the group, but this is me above, and I had so much fun. I'm on the balloon in the very corner, kind of stuck with people not from my group, but I'm enjoying myself. Are you enjoying yourself?
Love it.
Love it. Yeah, I didn't realize how hot my face would get from the fire, but it's gorgeous. Hopefully you see some animals. Yeah, that is the update. So. Look at them.
Guys, there's zebras over there.
Little fella. On this hot air balloon ride, we were able to see so many different animals such as wildebeests, zebras, warthogs, hyenas, ostriches, gazelles. These are warthogs. They're so funny when they run with their little tails, and I loved seeing all the animals in action. I will say it was hard to have steady footage given that we are on a moving vehicle, if you can call a hot air balloon ride a vehicle, but it really is true that this is such a peaceful experience. It wasn't scary for me at all, and having a different point of view was so incredible because usually I'm in one of those Jeeps, kind of having a on the ground point of view, and it's a bit more limiting, whereas here I really did have basically a 360 view from up above. And I definitely recommend doing this experience. It's one of the top experiences to do in this area and on the EF trip as well. I think the money is well worth it. And they did also have some controlled fires, as you can see here, with the difference between just the regular like yellow-green terrain versus the black terrain. which is sad to see because it is the animals' homes and also just the view in general. It's not as nice, but they are controlled fires. They're done on purpose, and I know that they're done on purpose for a reason, to prevent a worse fire in the future. This is really cool here, seeing a hyena run across the controlled fire here. This was just absolutely incredible, and I saw a lot of running animals on the hot air balloon ride, which was really, really cool. And it also was really cool to see all the different animals. It kind of put it like restored humanity for me, or for the world, because you're always hearing about extinction and endangered species, and although that's still all very true, it was just really nice to see all these different animals living and thriving in this area, and yeah, them just all living harmoniously together. Well, of course, it's the wild, so, you know, certain predators kill, but for the most part, seeing like the zebras and the gazelles and everyone just kind of grazing and just living life, I really loved it. This was such a peaceful experience. And the hot air balloon would go up and down kind of depending on the wind. So the person that was actually not driving but kind of in charge of the hot air balloon ride, he doesn't control how high up we are, how low we are, but that's really up to the wind. And also I use different cameras in my iPhone, so that's why the quality looks different at certain times. But yeah, the driver just controls us landing. Yeah, it was overall so amazing, and I wasn't scared at all once I was up there, so highly recommend. We've landed, but we did tip, and I was on the top, so when you land on the top, you just have to like slide out. I'm really bad at pointing in reverse, but yeah, that was really cool. Really happy I went, and recommend. Certificates! It is official. I completed it and survived. Alright, we're going on the Jeeps. This is what our Jeep looks like. Ready to do another game drive. This video is already pretty long, and I've only gone through half of the clips that I got with me being in Maasai Mara. So I'm thinking, instead of making this video extremely long or cutting out things that I would love to have you all see, I might just make this into a two-parter to just not make it as stressful. So look out for the next part that will be coming out either later this week or next week. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're seeing this, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!